Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. As you can see, last time we talked about making a reading salad and how good readers think about what they're reading. They read words, but they also think about what those words mean. And we talked about our reading salad. And today we're going to continue doing that. I have a new book for you. Just to review, when I drop a red piece of paper in, that means I've read the words, okay, from the story. When I drop a green piece of paper in, that's me doing thinking that is not in the book. It's just me thinking about what is happening in the story, what I've learned from that informational book. So remember, good readers do both. And last time we were together, we looked at our reading salad when I finished, and we realized that it was a little bit of reading and then it was a little bit of thinking. So we want to continue that. I have a new story for you today, and it is called Lacey Walker, Non-Stop Talker. And the author is Christiane Jones. Now, I'm going to drop a red in because I just read the title, but now I need to do some thinking about this title. I see the word nonstop there, and I know the word stop means to stop something, to finish it, to not do it. The word non tells me that that's the opposite of that. So if she's a nonstop talker, that means she never stops talking. Think about that for a minute. Maybe you know someone who's a nonstop talker, who talks all the time. So already I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a story about my character, who I think her name is probably going to be Lacey Walker. Usually when they use a character's name in a title, that means that that character is really important in that story. So Lacey, and I'm getting the clues and the ideas that she is a nonstop talker. I'm going to put the green in because that was all of my thinking in my head. Okay. All right, let's see what happens in Lacey Walker, nonstop talker. Lacey Walker was quite a little talker. She liked to talk and talk and talk. Oh boy, boys and girls, I was right. She is what we would call a nonstop talker. That means that she talks a lot. So I'm going to take a red because I read those words, but then I'm also going to put some green in our salad because I thought about, I was right. She is a nonstop talker. Lacey, please stop talking and eat your lunch, chided her mom. Lacey, less talking and more listening, scolded her teacher. All right, I read those words, but guess what, folks? I also need to stop and think about it. I'm getting the idea, my thinking, there's my red for my reading the words. I'm going to hold up a green because now I'm going to think in my head about what I just learned on these pages, what's happening in my story. And I'm getting the idea that the people in her life, her mom, her teacher, aren't always happy that she is talking all the time. So I'm going to put that green in because that's my thinking. Lacey, please quit talking. I can't hear my movie, shouted her brother. Lacey, stop talking and brush your teeth, sighed her dad. I'm going to put a red in because I just read the words. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not doing some thinking in my head. I'm really just focusing on the words right now. Nothing could quiet little Lacey. She talked and talked and talked. And it says, quiet, please. So I'll put my red in for just reading. Remember, the word text means words in the story. But then I'm going to grab my green part of my salad because I'm looking at, and I want to move this so that you can see the character and their faces. I'm getting some ideas. I'm doing some thinking in my head that they are at the library and I see books and shelves, and I know that you have to be quiet in the library. And I see people actually shh. When somebody does this, shh, it means it's time to be quiet. So that was thinking in my head. I'm going to drop my green in because I'm stopping to think about what's happening at this part of the story. But on one gloomy Monday morning, all that talking caught up with her. Lacey Walker lost her voice. She tried to whisper. She tried to shout. She tried to sing, but nothing happened. So I read my pages, but now I'm going to stop. My guess is because we know Lacey talks all the time, this is going to be something that really upsets her. I don't think she's going to like not being able to talk. Let's read and find out. Lacey moped through her breakfast. Moped means, that's a word that you may or may not know. Moped means if you're kind of not happy about something. And we know that that makes sense because we know that she's not going to be happy about being a talker or not being able to talk. So I'm going to put my green in because, again, that's me thinking in my head why she was moping. However, it didn't take her nearly as long to eat since she couldn't talk. Lacey even had time to finish her homework. I'm really on a roll this morning, she thought. So I think what she's thinking is, I read my story, but I'm thinking she's realizing something. When she's not doing all that talking, she has time to do other things. So I think that's what she's starting to realize is that talking took a lot of her time. Lacey moped, there's that word again, on her walk to school. However, Lacey realized her friend Nadine told great jokes and was really funny. Odd that I never noticed that before, Lacey thought. Oh, boys and girls, I know I did some text reading, but now I need to stop because I'm thinking about this. I'm guessing that she didn't realize that her friend Nadine was so funny because Lacey was always doing the talking. So she wasn't letting Nadine have her turn. That's my thinking for the couple of pages that I just read. Lacey moped all day at school. However, she finished all her work and got a gold star for listening. I've never gotten a gold star before, she thought. I want you to stop, boys and girls, and I want you to think about, you do some thinking now. I'll hold up a green. I'll put in the red for the pages I read. Okay, that's our book. But I'm going to hold up a green and I want you to think about something now in the story that after I read that, you were thinking in your head. Because remember, good readers think about things in their head. It helps them better understand a story. What is something you're thinking? You can whisper it. You can think about it in your head. You can turn and talk to a grown-up if they're around. But what is your thinking about these pages? I'm going to read the last one. I've never gotten a gold star before, she thought. Go ahead and do your thinking. I'll put the green in for you. That night, Lacey wasn't quite so mopey. She grabbed a snack and watched a monster movie with her brother. He was right, she said. This movie is awesome. I have my red. I'll go ahead and put it in. And when her dad came upstairs, Lacey was ready for bed. Her teeth were brushed, her pajamas were on, and she was lying quietly in her bed. They even had time to read 2 extra books. So I have my words, my text, I've read that, but now I want you to do a little bit of thinking. What do you think about the last couple of pages that I read to you? What's going on? What's happening? I'm going to take my green and I'm going to put it in for you. Again, you can whisper it. You can talk to an adult. You can think about it in your head. But what is your reading brain, your reading thinking on these pages? The next morning, Lacey woke up feeling great. Not only could she talk again, but not only could she talk again, I had to reread that because I wasn't quite sure that made sense, but she could whisper, she could shout, she could sing, "This is the best day ever," Lacey declared. Put my red in there for reading the text. Lacey raced downstairs, talking the entire way. "Oh my goodness, I have so much to say," Lacey said. "Nadine is hilarious. Gold stars are the best. I like monster movies." I'm going to stop. I'll put my red in there, but I need to put a green because I'm wondering something. I'm thinking, is Lacey going to go back to doing all the talking? Or is she going to let some of her friends and her family have some time to talk to? Is she going to share that? So that's in my head. But first, I'm going to eat my breakfast, Lacey said with a smile. And as Lacey quietly ate her breakfast, her family talked and she listened. Ooh, I'm going to take that green because I was wondering whether she was going to just continue talking like she did before, or was she going to listen and give other people some turns? And it sounds like she's doing that. So I'm thinking I was right. Lacey Walker still liked to talk and talk and talk. But she liked to listen once in a while too. All right, my friends, I'm going to close this. Let's do our very last text piece of red for our words. All right, so I have my reading salad here. Again, I want you to take a look in here and think about, what have we learned? Think about the mix of the red and the green that I see in my salad. Remember, the red is for when I just was reading the story, I was reading the words. The green is for when I was really stopping as a reader and thinking about what those words meant, what was going on in that story. So again, we have a good mixture. Next time we're together, I am going to have you do more of making the reading salad. You've watched me do it a couple of times. Now it'll be your turn when we get together next. So I'm looking forward to that. Happy reading.